The challenge of this series is keeping the family alive. The stakes are higher than they've ever been. They're facing an enemy that is more lethal than any enemies they've faced so far.
Luca Changretta represents Tommy's kind of arch nemesis this year. Every year he has some form of a nemesis.
Luca Changretta is not someone you want to be at odds with. It's a fantastic opportunity for me, and it's a fascinating character because it's those people who have a real ease with being bad are the ones that are most frightening.
All of this material wealth and all of this power still can't protect you from this threat. They have to retreat to, you know, the mean streets of Birmingham.
Tommy brings everybody back because the family is under an existential threat. The threat is that they are all going to be killed one by one.
Nothing brings people together more than the unification of what they hate. And so he puts them under threat and forces the family to come together in order to save themselves and therefore each other.
So that kind of pulls them back together and pulls them back to their roots, and it's really them sort of having to confront and explore who they are and where they've come from.
It's a really clever conceit. How do you get everyone back together, and how do you get them back to the streets, which is actually where we all love being as the characters as well.
I always like seeing Watery Lane. I always like seeing that amazing street, you know, that endlessly long, dirty, dark street. I always think that's a really amazing visual image, which is so evocative of time and place and, you know, background.
I think being thrust back into Small Heath has meant that she's had to completely reevaluate her tactics. And as much as she'd like to resist, she realises that she needs to follow Tommy's lead in order to stay alive. If I can't beat him, then join them.
When Stephen's written the fact that the family come together and back to Small Heath and back on their turf, you know, she says they're all together again, the garrison, Watery Lane, everything. What he does is he allows them to become what most gangs are, which is very territorial. It's the classic gangster flick, isn't it? Defending your turf.
This series is, we really see him getting his hands dirty, sort of, you know, not being the general moving the pieces. He's actually down, getting involved and physically getting involved and having to really do the work himself again, because Tommy's mantra would be, if you want a job done well, do it yourself. And that's always been the way he operates.